I've been thinking about this for years, and I have to know. What do you have?
Well,
And if there's more than one of you, then why isn't it Nos la tenemos?
because we don't speak Spanish.
Oh,
And the name was attractive to us because it didn't mean anything to us. We knew what it meant, but what we liked about it was that it just sounded like music.
so this, of course, is for our show that I'm sure you're a huge fan of, called Sounds on 29th. Being a big fan of Colorado Public Television that you are. And I'm Sid Pink, putting the BS in PBS. And we're here with Ira of Yo La Tengo. There's a sort of infamy of your group of, like, we know every cover song in the world. Like, you know, this encyclopedic knowledge of other people's kind of music. More than
others.
Kiss
Okay.
is.
Perhaps.
How about?
Although we haven't been at their rehearsals, so we don't know
No, that's right. And so
how they unwind.
we don't know. We don't know how they unwind. So I'm wondering if, do you think there's not a rule, but when you think about a cover, I'm sure it's like, why do we cover songs? Because we like them. You know, we don't cover songs we hate or just to be commercial or something like this. Do you think there's a guideline of a band? Should they try to adhere to more the tone and theme and arrangement of the original song as homage? Or do they have a responsibility or a wish to, let's make this, you know, let's reinterpret this to sound like us? Or does it matter?
Well, I always shy away from responsibility, certain words like that, what bands should do. I think bands should just do what feels right. That's really and some of our covers are more faithful than others, and a lot of them we just kind of bumble into, and we probably have played covers of songs we didn't like. Sometimes we've played at weddings, and part of our the wedding package means the bride and groom get to make requests, and we'll play some songs if they request them that aren't really certainly songs that we would not play were they not requested. But you just never know, and that's really one of the songs. We played at a wedding in the autumn, and one of the songs that we were asked to learn for that wedding, we're like, hey, that was kind of fun. We've done that live a few times.
Yeah, you throw it in.
Maybe we'll do it tonight.
I'm a big fan of Elvis Costello. And I bring that up because I think of him as someone who's always sort of been called, like, oh, he's a critic's darling. He's a musician's music, you know, stuff like that. And that's something I hear about your group, too, or I think is associated with. Are you aware of this about your group?
Sure,
I'm sure, right?
Sure.
So do you think having that kind of gravitas is a barrier to something for you?
Is it a barrier to something? I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's opening some doors and closing others. And, you know, some of these things, and most of these things, it's not like you can really control it. And a lot of something like that will just take on a life of its own. It becomes something that people know about us before they ever hear us. So it's not even a judgment one makes on your own. It's just part of the Wikipedia page. So it's fine. It always feels a little strange to us because we think of ourselves as just pretty regular people, and we don't think we're doing something so crazy avant-garde that only somebody with 3,000 records could begin to grasp the enormity of what we're doing.
So, okay, good. Because I only have about 2,800 records, and I'd still like to listen to your music, if that's
please,
all right.
Come on in.
Okay. My last question that I can think of, because we were talking about downtime and then a lot of road time. You're married to someone who's in the group, and both things have been going on for a long time. Having been a human being almost my whole life and interfacing with others,
not to brag.
same. Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't see how it can be done, not to be disparaging. I think it's amazing, so you must have some tricks. You don't have to out your tricks. How do you both manage that and then
I think
not murder someone?
I think it's difficult to. I mean, our band has been together for nearly 30 years, and it does support us, but we're not household words. We're not, you know.
I mean, in Mexico, you are. You just don't know it.
Yes, right. So it's required a certain ingenuity to do what we've done, and I think any band to accomplish what we've done for as long as we've done it, that would be difficult. And I think the fact that 2/3 of the band are married has made it easier at times and has made it difficult at times. But I think that it is unnatural to be a band this long. That to me is the more remarkable aspect. I think so commonly you'll have couples that are divided because somebody is really excited by their job and the other person feels left out of that world. So that's a problem we don't have. We have, there are other tensions that come about, but that's about any life is full of that. You just deal with the issues that you're faced with, and so the ones we're faced with maybe are less common than other people's, but it's not that different.
Yeah. And you don't have to, one person who doesn't go out on tour all the time, the other person knows how it is.
Yeah,
you don't have
right.
these long separations where you're
yeah.
like, that's why I wondered if that was also sort of like, we both know how much this takes out of a person to do. Whereas if one or the other of you didn't, like you said, share that job, it would be a lot more difficult to understand, probably, the rigors of it, the energy it takes.
Reading a rock biography right now. Howard Kalin from the Turtles and the Mother's Invention has just put out his autobiography, and he has been married 5 times. So I've been married once.
So who's winning? I don't know. I mean, how does that score? It's sort of an inverse scoring.
It's a complex scoring system.
Lower number seems better. Well, is there anything else that I missed?
Oh, we could talk all day.
Do you have any questions about me? I'm sure you've been, once you found out I was going to be doing this interview, it probably piqued your curiosity quite a bit. No, I think I get that a lot. So I'm certainly an open book.
I hope the shoes are part of the broadcast.
They are. It's in my rider. That's all I get. Thank you so much.